guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I thought we would do kind of like a how much can I read in a weekend video. So it's Saturday morning. I've just come back from the gym and showered and done my hair. I read one chapter of my book this morning. My book is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I have just started this book the other day and I read a couple of chapters of it. Literally, it wasn't reading that much this week, just like a chapter a day. And then this morning I read a chapter before I went to the gym. So that has left us on chapter 8. So chapter 8's 16% of the way through. And I thought I would try something different this time. Because usually when I read a book on my Kindle, I'll have a different audiobook going. And I thought today, why do I do that? I could literally just listen to the book that I'm reading. So I'm going to use Spotify and read and listen to Wild Love while I'm doing my makeup for the day, and then I also need to do some houseworky bits, so I am just going to make sure I have the right chapter lined up. So chapter 8 will be track 9, I think.
Chapter 8, Rosie. Feeling brief from a record label on the Ivory Castle. I scroll through more and more inquiries from interested artists as news and new company spreads. A country star with PR problem has my attention. I've seen Sarah Stone in the news, everyone has. That one email keeps my attention all the same. I think.
Okay, so it looks like I haven't moved, but I've just come back to the same spot because it's just easier to sit at the desk and talk with the camera on the tripod. I actually got way more of this listened to or read than I thought I would. I did my makeup and then I had some house chores to do and I just popped my AirPods in and had a listen. I am almost finished chapter 15. So I'm 31% of the way complete. Now the percentage on the audiobook is a little bit different than the Kindle book. The beginning of chapter 16, oh wait, hold on. The beginning of chapter 15 is 31%, but I'm almost finished chapter 15 and it's 31%. I don't know why I've never thought to do this before, like listen to the book that I'm reading and just like stay in the one story. I usually just like hop from one world into another, but it's quite nice to be able to go between reading the physical, well, Kindle, and the audiobook. So highly recommend that if you've never done it before. I'm just going to let the rest of this chapter play while I'm getting my shoes and stuff on, and then I'm going to go out do a bit of shopping, probably window shopping rather than shopping. Ideally, I would love to get to like 50% by the end of today. So I think I'm going to bring my AirPods with me and have a listen as I stroll around. Will not be bringing my camera because there is no way I'm vlogging in public, but we'll probably take a little look in some of the bookshops. There's 3 bookshops in the shopping centre that I think I'm going to go to. So if I buy anything, I will let you know when I come back and we can check in then as well. So far, my opinions are, I like the book. It doesn't feel as like comfy cozy found family vibes as the, oh my god, what was the other series? Heartless? Is it the Heartless series? No, what's it called? Chestnut Springs. Heartless isn't even the first book. I don't know why I thought that was the name of the series. Chestnut Springs, I felt like it would like jump straight into like comfy cozy small town vibes. This one is a little bit, I don't know, because both of the main characters, the male main character and the female main character, have like lived in the city and are returning to this space, this place. I think that's why it doesn't feel as like connected, because they're also not as connected with the area, especially the female main character. The tension is very, very clear, even to the two of those. So we're 30% of the way in and there's not been any romance yet, but I think it's going to be like a quick and fast romance, and if there's a third act breakup, it's got to be something stupid. I already know. I'm hoping that there's not a third act breakup. I love when there's not, but I can already sense it's going to be like something really trivial, that they just like don't communicate properly with each other or something. The tropes in this are a bit funny because I suppose you would say it's like single dad, but like he's very much not a single dad. Like he's not a dad, but like he is a dad, which is like a complicated thing. It's not a complicated thing, but I don't want to spoil it. So it's kind of like I can see that the female main character is going to like get connected to this like child, but there isn't really going to be a child in the future. I don't really know what's going to happen with that, because I feel like then that's going to be like a separate kind of a heartbreak when the child is gone. So I don't really know what's going to happen with that kind of a trope. And then it is also like brother's best friend, but the brother seems to have like some issues that I'm not really sure. Maybe I just like wasn't paying enough attention in the beginning, but I'm not really sure they were like explicitly said what the brothers full issues are. Like they've mentioned some things, but I don't think any of the stuff that they've mentioned has been anything big enough for it to be like that bad. I don't know, but what I do know is I'm going to finish listening to this chapter and then I'm going to head on it. Hello, it is hours later and I'm back from shopping. I was about to set up at my desk, which is over there, and I thought that it would literally be the exact same angle in this whole video and it would look like I just like recorded all at once, but it is now almost 5 o'clock. I went and did a teeny tiny bit of shopping. I didn't actually buy that much. I actually tried to buy some clothes, but I tried on some things in River Island and loved some pieces, but some of the like threads and stuff were like had been like snagged from like other people trying them on and stuff, so I just thought that I would order them online instead. I'm going to show you what I bought and then give a book update. In Pennies I bought literally just this little basket. The reason I bought this is my like nighttime skincare is like just on the desk, and when I want to move I have to like individually move everything and it gets kind of all over the place sometimes. My daytime skincare is just in my makeup bag, so that's fine, but I thought this little basket to keep it in would be handy. And then I went to Boots because I had, well I still have loads of stuff for the Boots Return, the recycle program, and I wanted to do one of those, so I decided to buy a new mini, the Baby Bake Huda Beauty Baby Bake. It's just the teeny tiny size of the Easy Bake. This is my second one of these. The first one I bought, the pink colour, is it called Pink Blossom? Cherry Blossom? I don't know. It's the pink one anyway. This one I decided to go for the pound cake one. Just to give it a try. I do like the pink one. I have the pink one on today and like it's not like, it doesn't sit pinky on the skin or anything. But I thought I'd give the pound cake one, that's like the most popular one, so I thought I'd give that a try. And then the only other thing I bought was some new earphones from Apple. The USB-C connection on these, I kind of just want them for like the mic on them for TikToks, to be honest, and also on planes and stuff. I don't like using AirPods because when I fall asleep I'm always like on edge that one of them is going to fall out and I'm going to lose it, so I thought they would be handy for that, and they're not expensive. So book update time. So I listened on my way there. No, I didn't listen on my way there. I listened to music on the way there and I listened to my book on the way back. So we just finished chapter 24. On my phone it says 49% completed, but on my Kindle for the same spot it says 51% completed. So I'm going to go with the Kindle, what this says. I don't know if that was focused, but it says 51%. I'm on chapter 25 now. Only in the past like 3 or 2 chapters have I realised the male main character in this one, Ford, his sister is Willa, who is the female main character in book number 2 of Chestnut Springs. I don't know if I should have realised that earlier in the book, but I didn't. I only just realised it now. When she first arrived and her name, or when she was first mentioned and her name was Willa, I didn't think anything of it, but when she arrived and her name was Willa, and just like the way she acted, I was like, I know this character, and I obviously did. And like I'm happy that there's like a crossover and that like it connects to that series, but what I don't like is in Willa's book in Chestnut Springs she was the nanny and it was like single dad trope. So I don't like now that her brother is basically doing the same trope, just like the opposite way around. There's something a bit lazy or like samey about that I don't really like. I have mostly listened to it now because I was out and busy all day, so I've just had earphones in and then obviously in the car. But I'm going to read a little bit on my Kindle now, but like it's a very easy listen and it has been a very easy read from when I was reading it, but I don't know where it sits for me. So like it's easy to get through, it's not a slog or anything like that. It's like a typical small town, it's not a cowboy romance, but like that kind of vibe. Nothing too crazy happening, very much just a typical romance. But I think that's why I'm not like madly in love with it, because there's nothing like unique or out there, or I don't want to say exciting, because like obviously it's not boring, but it's not like exciting either, so I'm not loving it because it's not anything that I haven't really read before. So it's definitely not going to be like a 5-star for me, I don't think so anyway, but I'm hoping that it can be. Obviously I'm only halfway through, so I have a whole half left, so I'm hoping that maybe it picks up a little bit. I think it just needs a little bit more excitement going on. I thought maybe when Ryan arrived that it would be, I don't want to say who Ryan is because I don't want to give away any of the plot, but I was hoping maybe when Ryan arrived that like there'd be some drama or something, and there's not. Like everybody's just so easygoing, which obviously makes for an easy listen, but it's borderline okay, like get on with it, like it's getting boring now. I'm gonna read another couple of chapters and I will let you know how I'm getting on. Hello. It is a little bit later now. It's still so bright out, but it's like 8 o'clock, which is lovely. I'm not complaining. I have been reading a little bit and then I went back to listening while I was making dinner, because it was either listen or not get anywhere else. So I am on chapter, oh, so I didn't get that much further. Where did I leave off earlier on? I thought I had read 1 and listened to 2 or 3, but it appears not. Chapter 28 is where I'm at. According to Spotify, that is 57% of the way through, and according to my Kindle, that is 60% of the way through. Don't know if that focused, but whatever. I think I have like read too much of this book today. I've read like 50% of this book today. I think I started the day on like 13% and now I'm on like 60. So I think I'm kind of like over, like a little bit done with it. Not over completely, but like I'm starting to like block it out when it's playing and stuff in the background. So I think I'm going to take a pause for the rest of the evening. I potentially will read a little bit before I go to sleep tonight. It's just coming up to 8 o'clock. Me and my fiance are going to watch film and stuff, so won't be doing any reading then. And then potentially I read like a chapter before bed, because I usually do read a chapter of my book before I go to sleep. And then tomorrow, hopefully, I might actually get this book finished. That would be so good if I got a book finished this weekend. I kind of didn't expect to, because it was taking me so long to get into the book. I read like 1 chapter a day starting on like Wednesday or something. So like I wasn't very far into the book at the start of today, but I feel like this video has helped me stay motivated and read a little bit more. But it's been a lot of listening, I will give that, and I know some people don't count that as reading, but I do, especially because I am reading it at the same time as well. I don't know why I've never thought of doing this. I've never audiobooked and read a book at the same time. I always do different ones, but this could be a game changer for me going forward. I probably won't be checking in again until tomorrow morning. I do know I'm going for a breakfast date with my fiance in the morning. So sometimes I read when I first wake up, like a chapter or 2, because I usually wake up before him on the weekend. So I will either give an update before I go for breakfast or when I come back or something like that. I don't know. So far, same opinions. It's okay. I like it, and I feel like if it was your first Elsie Silver book, you might like it more, but I keep comparing it to Chestnut Springs, and it's just not as good as Chestnut Springs, in my opinion. I just think I preferred the vibes in Chestnut Springs a little bit better. Everybody seemed like closer, and I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but this book is not, like, it's definitely not 5-star. I don't even think it would be in the 4-star realm. I don't dislike the book. I'm just a little bit bored now. I think I said previously that I was starting to feel like I needed something to spice it up, but I wasn't bored yet, but 60% of the way in, and like, it's just kind of boring. The plot line of it isn't technically that boring. Cora and Ford, like, getting to know each other and stuff, that's not really that interesting in my opinion. A little bit of me is like, they kind of settled into this life together, like, with like no issues. I feel like there probably should have been like a few more teething problems there, and there wasn't. maybe in my head, maybe if she had been like more troublesome or something, it would have been a bit more fun. And like Rosie just fitting in as well is just, there's no excitement. Maybe if like Cora had hated Rosie or something, so then that would have made like a difficult situation. But there's just no difficult situations. Everybody's just like too nice almost. We need somebody to be a bit of a bitch and cause some drama, because there's just no drama. It's just a bit meh. So that's my thoughts. As I said, I'm gonna go watch a movie and stuff, so don't know if I'll read any more tonight, but hopefully if tomorrow goes as well as today does, I'll have this finished tomorrow. Hello, good morning, happy Sunday. I am back at the desk area with the same setup because I just finished getting ready for the day. It's a Sunday, so very minimal. We are about to go out for breakfast and go for a walk, but I read a little bit this morning, a couple of chapters. I'm now up to chapter 33. According to my Kindle, that brings me to 71% of the way through, but according to my audiobook, that's 68% of the way through. I think it's because the Kindle ends on the last page of the written story, and then like the acknowledgements and stuff are like extra, whereas the audiobook continues on for like the acknowledgements and all those things. So I think that's what the discrepancy is, so I'm going to say 71% of the way through. I read a couple of chapters this morning and then listened to one while I was just putting on a little bit of makeup. I'm still enjoying it for the most part. It's definitely like a middle of the road book for me, which is hard as a first book in a series. I feel like the first book in a series is usually like the gripper and it makes you want to continue the series. I'm going to continue this series either way because I don't like to start a series and not finish it, and I do like Elsie Silver and her writing, and I'm thinking maybe it's just this book in this series isn't for me. Like there were some in the Chestnut Spring series that I didn't love as well, so maybe I'm just getting the one that I'm not loving out of the way first. It's very much like a 3-star, nothing new here type of vibe. There is potentially at this point of the book maybe going to be some drama or something exciting. Ford's parents have just showed up. I think maybe in my head some drama could have been created if they had been like not accepting of Cora, but they're like the opposite of that, and I don't really know where else the story's going to go. Like obviously Cora is going to go home at some point, and like the fallout of that maybe, or maybe she's not going to go home. I actually don't know. It could go either way. It's kind of been like set up as like this could be Cora's new life, but also we know that Cora has like somewhere to go back to, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I really just want something to happen, something different to happen. Like there's relationship development and there's spice and all those things, but just nothing is gripping me enough to make me be like, oh my god, love this book, love this scene or anything like that. Like it's just a book, which I hate saying about a book by one of my favourite authors, but it is, and I need to be honest, and I feel like it could be doing so much more and it's just not. I actually don't know if I'm going to get this finished today because we will be out for a good chunk of the day, and then it's Sunday, so I'll be making a roast, and that takes like an hour to 2 hours, and then like the clean up and everything, which I hate. We're gonna go out now, and then if I get to read some more later on, I'll let you know how I feel then. Okay, so it's way later now. If you hear background noise, the window's open because it's a gorgeous day out and there's like kids out playing, so ignore. I was trying to listen to the audiobook while I was cooking dinner, and I ran out of listening hours on Spotify, which is so annoying because if you want to top up with an extra 15 hours, I think it is, it's like the same price as like the monthly fee is anyway, so I don't like to do that. And that means I am not able to do any audiobook listening for I think 2 more weeks. I think my membership renews in 2 weeks. But I have just checked in on my Kindle to see where I'm at, and I managed to get to chapter 36, so I think I have about 9 or 10 chapters left in the book. I'm 77% of the way through, and my thoughts are the exact same as they were earlier. I still think it's kind of boring. I need something exciting to happen, and for some reason I think it's because I'm audiobooking it, but I really am not enjoying the spicy scenes. I don't know if maybe my tastes are just changing with my age. I don't think it's the writing, and I don't think it's how it's done. I just want to skip over them. So yeah, I'm going to read for a little bit. My sister's on her way here with my nephew, so when he gets here I want to play with him for a bit, and I'm hoping to get to 90%, so hoping I can read 13 more percent of this evening. This is a thought I had earlier and I've just remembered that I didn't say it. Our female main character Rosie has returned to this town, and returned and went straight to her brother and like was staying on her brother's property, and ever since she arrived there's been no mention of her seeing him. The male main character sees her brother, he gets mentioned a lot, they're like, oh, we must tell him, comes up a bit, but like she doesn't go to see him, she doesn't say anything about spending any time with his kids, and I just find that so weird. Like, is that not strange that you don't go see your own brother and your own niece and nephew? You're spending all your time with Ford and Cora. I don't know, this doesn't sit right with me. Anyway, back to reading. Okay, so it is later on. It's just coming up to 7 o'clock and I cannot believe that I'm about to say that I have actually finished this book. I really didn't think that I was going to get it finished today. My first thought when I read the last page was, that's a 3-star book. 100% 3 stars. It just didn't... I felt like the whole time I was reading it I was waiting for like the exciting thing to happen or like something dramatic to happen. There was no proper third act breakup. There was a third act conflict, which I thought was absolutely fine. I thought the conflict itself was a little bit silly, but I liked that it wasn't like a full breakup or anything. Obviously most people have read this series before, but I don't want to give too many spoilers for those who haven't. There's a sneak peek into like the next book, which is Wild Eyes, at the end, and that's for West, and I think I'm going to enjoy that one more. I feel like him as a character I might enjoy a little bit more because he's a little bit more problematic. I felt like these two characters are just too like normal for me. Having said that, Elsie Silver is a great writer and creates a nice world. I think for this one, as I was saying earlier, it's just, there's always one book in a series that just the people in it or the plot line in it just isn't for you, and I think that unfortunately for me it was the first book in this series, which is just going to make it a little bit more difficult to continue on the series. But I think I'm just going to dive straight in and go straight into Wild Eyes, like pretty much now, because I am excited to learn more about West and to kind of see his story play out. I've no idea who the female main character is, and that one I would imagine it's going to be like a new character, but overall I'm like quite impressed with myself that I got that book finished this weekend, and I think just recording a video like this is like the push to do that, because if you don't read you don't have anything to talk about. So if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. Let me know if you liked this kind of video. I like watching vlogs, but I like watching vlogs that like go out and about into the real world as well, whereas I'm just sitting in my little sitting room office, not actually bringing you anywhere fun. But yeah, 3 stars for me for Wild Love, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.